Saturday, giant sets at Elite. Let's get it. All right, guys, here we are with a Milos Sarcev inspired back day. You know, if you've heard me talk, he was one of my early inspirations because, you know, you used to have all those videos on the Fit Show of just killing people, right? So I really fell in love at a young age with his giant set. So a lot of times for pump days, just to drive as much blood in my back as I can, I will do a version of what we're about to do. So follow along, I'll take you through it. All right, rotation one. We're gonna do a straight arm pull down into a incline dumbbell row, and then lastly, we're gonna finish up with a pull down with a mag grip. So with each of these exercises, with the straight arm pull down, I'm trying to get my lats activated and turned on. With the incline row, that's just gonna try and get the meat of my lats. If you notice here, none of the weights I'm able to use is heavy compared to what I would normally do. Like normally on the incline row, I'm doing 60s, 80s, maybe 100 if it's on a good day. Today, for my work sets, I only use the 50. So, but with the straight arm pull downs, I can use my normal weight there because it's the first exercise in rotation, and that's not something that's gonna extremely exhaust me, and it's gonna keep my biceps completely out of it. So straight arm pull downs into incline dumbbell row, and then lastly, we're using the mag grip row here for pull downs. I have 100 pounds on the stack, where say usually I would use 180 to 200 pounds. And again, I'm just trying to drive my elbows down, feel my upper back really work. So if you look at the sequencing of these three exercises, my full back, just through my two warm-up sets, is like this, and blown up. So that's 2 rotations of warm-up and then 2 working rotations for my work set. So what you'll find if you watch any of Milos' stuff, he's gonna do potentially 3 or 4 rounds of each sequence. But with me on a pump down, I wanna keep my volume down because that's where I am in terms of my exercise frequency as well as my volume. So I'm only gonna do 2 rotations of every exercise today, where normally if I say was pre-contest or I was really ramping food and supplements up, then I would take the work sets to 2, not to 2, but to 3 or 4 rounds. All right, rotation number 2 here. This is honestly a killer 3-way exercise. So staying strapped into a V-bar. If you notice, I don't have one where my hands are here. I have more of a wider grip, neutral close grip. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna lean back into it. So I'm gonna show from the side, that's more of like a row. So I'm getting the middle portion of my back. And then after 10 of those, I'm sitting vertical, pulling straight down to my chest. And that's gonna get up towards my armpits. And then lastly, we're gonna work the stretch and the stretcher position. So that's a huge exercise for John Meadows. So those 3 back to back to back. So 30 reps, 2 rounds there. Again, that's probably one of the hardest rotations I did today. It just only because you don't have a break between walking the 2 exercises. So it's bam, bam, bam. And you'll find your back was screaming at me at that point. So no warm-up sets needed there. I put 80 pounds on the stack and cranked 2 sets for 60 total reps. All right, rotation number 3 here. So going to a sole row pattern. Now, I'm gonna do 3 different grips. I'm gonna start with neutral, go to pronated, and then finish with a semi-supinated grip. So hitting all areas of my back. So from my top with a pronated grip, the neutral is gonna get more towards the middle, and then obviously that semi-supinated with the DY row is gonna get the lower portion of my lat. So thinking about working all 3 phases of that lat through a rowing motion. Again, 2 rounds there, 10 each exercise. 4th rotation of the day, final one. If you look, I'm gonna do a high row with a rope. Then next, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna hit a pull down with this semi-supinated mag grip on a closer grip, and then I'm gonna finish up with the prime handles and getting an overhand pronated grip. But honestly, when I'm driving back, if you look at my hands, I start fully pronated, but I finish semi-pronated. So 3 exercises again for the final sequencing, 2 rounds. With those pull downs, that's the thing about a neutral grip, driving, squeezing my back really, really hard, then going right to that underhand supinated grip with the mag grip and driving down to my chest, trying to squeeze my low lats, and then lastly finishing up with a prime overhand row to nail my upper back. So if you look, an overriding principle for all these exercises that we did here is I tried to keep the amount of time of me strapping in to almost 0, as minimal as I could. So the mag grips come into play here, the prime handles come into great play because I don't have to strap into those, so it saves me wasted time of strapping in. But if you notice on things like that 3 row rotation, the 3rd thing in sequence, I strapped into every one of those because what I don't want is I don't want my hands or my forearms or my biceps to fail before my back does. So take the time to strap in, but at the same time, if there's a spot where you can work in a mag grip or if your gym has a rope, easy exercises that we don't have to strap into that we can just crank right in and go bam, bam, bam. So if you look at these rotations, that's a lot, I'm telling you, a lot of volume. And what you'll find is it just feels incredible in my back. Not only for in terms of my lats and the pump that I got, but all the exercises I chose are safe for my spine. So on my pump day, I'm not putting any stress on my lower back. And as you know, with me coming off an injury, that's extremely important. So you guys give this a try. If you want to blow your back up, if you just want to have a complete spice up to your training program, I'm a big believer in that, keeping your training fun. You know, if you always do progressive overload, I'm not saying that's bad. If that's working for you, completely ignore this workout. Do your shit that's working. But if you want to really invigorate your training program, throw one of these in on a pump day or an alternate day, or let's say you woke up one morning on a rest day and you feel fucking great. Why not come in and trash this? Honestly, this is so hard. It feels like cardio because I'm moving at a quick pace. The loads are going to be less, so I probably won't get little to very little soreness, if any. And that's only because of the loads that I chose, the pace that I pushed at, and honestly, I wanted to flush blood into my lats and then get the hell out, eat, rest, recover, spend the rest of my Saturday with my family. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, Chris TV.